We've been talking about memories and why they're important. The next thing I want you to do is have a think of. Right. So, I would like us to write a poem that has this as our title. Sometimes memories are all we have. Okay? Now, I want us to think not just about memories and why it's important and all that, but have a think of if you've moved from one place to another place. So, if you were born and raised somewhere and you've moved to somewhere else, how might that relate? If you knew people and they're no longer in your life, how might that sentence, sometimes memories are all we have, how might that relate? And just jot down your ideas, write a poem. Sometimes memories are all we have. Okay. Yes. I am going to mute myself again so that we'll have some time to write uninterrupted. And start having to think about whether or not you'd like to share. And who might like to go first?
I've got a poem, I hope. Hello?
Okay. Yes, Peter, we can hear you.
Yeah, I've got a poem, but not directly on the theme, sometimes memories all we have. Can I read it out?
Yes.
If we lose our memories, we lose a big part of ourselves. But we're not only creatures of different parts, we are creatures of a whole. Memories, but what of will, intelligence, reason? But memories flow. All right. Memories, come along, come along, come along. Find and lie in a corner of my mind with my friends, ego, emotions, feelings, reason. Be happy with us, memories. Happy as the man who has memories, emotions, thoughts, intelligence, sleeping together in an orgasm. But I hear the American song, memories are made of this. All right, emotions, thoughts, intelligence, let's sing. Memories are made of this together.
Fabulous. Thank you very much, Peter.
Okay. It's on the same current, but not directly flowing with it.
Yes, it works. Thank you very much, Peter. Who would like to go next?
I can go next. Chaplin. Hello?
Is that Agnieszka?
Yes, it's Agnieszka speaking.
Hello? Who's? Yes, Agnieszka. Sorry, you're a little bit your volume is a little bit low, Agnieszka.
Sorry?
Sorry, I was saying that your volume's just a little bit low. I wasn't hearing you well.
Oh, can you hear me now?
A little bit better, yes.
Well, I don't know because I haven't touched anything. Can you hear me? Yes?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So sometimes memories are all we have. Blooming like flowers in the meadow, smelling of his skin, of him, I'm trying to forget, but sweet scent of his lips lingers in my mouth. That's it.
Fabulous. Thank you, Agnieszka. Okay, anybody else? Fazana?
I go next?
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. Was that Michelle? Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry, Michelle. Fazana had a hand up.
yeah, of course.
So you can go after Fazana. Thank you. Yes, so Fazana?
Yes, thank you. Memory is very important of our everyday life. If we lost the memory, it's lost myself, lost my dignity, lost my intelligence. How can I will do my next step if I lost my memory, my present, my past, my present, and my planning for future. Everything is depends on my memories. My mom, my dad, my parents, my childhood is really lovely, for in everything is included in my memories. Always fill that thought with the memories, some pain and some lovely moment deepest in corner in our mind, and the memories as well, to hide the known and unknown memories in the heart. Feelings the unlimited desire to hold them is a glimpse of the deepest corner of the mind. The pain of not getting close to anyone at the last moment of life. And memory is memories. Always include the memories in our mind. Thank you.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Kafana. Thank you. Michelle?
Yep, thank you. In loss and grief, only memory remains. Images, woven fabric of imagination, soothing of what was held so dear, feels torn away or lost, but it never belonged to me anyway.
Thank you, Michelle. Anybody in here would like to share? William would like to share. To speak up.
Remembering is liberation, and forgetting is another liberation. Are memories more important than the freedom from them? Recall can be important if it is an agent of transformation rather than a straitjacket. Every cell in the body contains the evolution of the species. Memory is a movement ingrained in flesh. Memory only seems to have gone, but everything is floating free on the surfaces of things. In my end is my beginning. And I just had a thought that memory from the future is what we would call instinct. So memory is not just about the past.
Okay, fabulous. Thank you very much, William. Okay, any other takers? And movers and shakers? Okay, fabulous.
Hello?
Yes.
I can go.
Okay, thank you.
It's I was just thinking about when I'm in assignments like this, I I always brings to my mind one of Metallica's a video clip of a song of a guy that came back from war, and he basically is there a corpse without legs, hands, and basically blind, and he cannot hear, and he's just like just a corpse there lying in the hospital. And it's just so horrendous to watch this video. I think it's the scariest video I've ever seen, and it just always brings back to me this vision of this video when I hear this kind of ideas. So yeah, that's my poem. Kind of inspired by this merging of this assignment with my with my memories of that video. He can't do anything but roam his mind and think. The war has been a nightmare. He has lost everything. The family of his own, his whole town has been torn to pieces, blown away, not on the map today. No old friends and no pets. He can't move anyway. He can't talk, hear, or see. All he can do is think.
Thank you very much, Agnes. Okay. Anybody else? Right, fabulous. Shall we move on? Okay. This next activity we're going to do is we're going to think now specifically, we're going to bring all of these memories about what we've been talking about memories to the poetry house, because that's what we're here for. This is Heritage Month, and we're celebrating the heritage of to telling stories about Newham Poetry House, and these are two stories that were sent to Sonia about the poetry house. So David Ward said, "I was the park keeper, gardener there in the 80s. That used to be my hut for charging for bowls or tennis. Best job I ever had was in the rec." And Upaz Singh said, "As far as I can recall, it was being used as a bowling club for the elderly, like you mentioned. It's a shame that it was closed, as they don't seem to have many activities for the elderly to participate in. Since then, it's been abandoned and used as a drug stash spot, along with homeless people using it as a shelter from time to time. Glad it's being put into use. The other day, I walked past and I noticed a book reading event happening. You lot are doing a great job. Keep it up." Okay, so those are just two stories from people who remember or want to reconnect with the pavilion. So what I would like us to do, I'm going to come back to this page in a minute. So what I would like us to do is I would like us to have a think about these quotes. The quote from David and Upaz. I hope that's how his name is said. Are there any words that stand out to you from this one? Are there any words from what they've said that stood out to you? And I've just actually picked out a few words or phrases. These are phrases, not words. I've picked out a few phrases that stood out to me when I was reading through it. So I've got, "It's a shame," "That used to be my hut," "It's been abandoned," "I noticed a book reading happening." Those were just a few things that when I was reading, I was like, oh, well, let me pick this out. So I'm going to go back to the excerpts.
No,
And
Charlene. Charlene, I like the word stash spot.
Yes,
stash spot.
Okay, so I'm going to go. Thank you, Peter. I'm going to go back to it. If you just write those words and phrases down onto your paper, and I'll let you know what we're going to do with them in a bit. Okay, so here they are again. All right, for those of us here, I'll just move this back. I'm just moving things back and forth. Okay. So any word or phrase that stands out to you, if you just write those down, please. Oh, and I'm going to just. Okay, and if we'd like to share some of these phrases, you're welcome to write them into the chat, and I'll read them out. So you don't have to, or if you want to read them out yourself, you could just unmute yourself and read them out to us.
Yeah, I like this beginning for a poem, as far as I can recall.
Okay, that's great. Write that down so you can write it later on. Lovely.
I like it.
Okay, so we've got here Sonia is saying that she likes "as far as I can recall."
I like stash spot.
Thank you, Peter.
Drug stash spot.
Yes, thank you. Remember, you can always use the chat to write the ones that you like.
I have a few, Charlene. Actually, 3.
Okay, Anishka, could you again just speak up just a bit?
Can you
You're
hear me?
very
Yeah, I
faint.
don't know what happening.
Yeah.
I had to put headphones because
I don't know. Do you have headphones on, Agnieszka? Maybe it's because the mic might be away from your mouth or something.
No, but I had it on, and no, not because of that. Because I didn't have them. Can you hear me better? No,
I can. It's fine. If you talk, I'll lean in. I'll hear, and then I will repeat what you've said.
Homeless.
Okay.
Shelter.
Okay. Homeless. Shelter. Yes. Abandoned. Those. Okay. Fabulous. So homeless, shelter, and abandoned are the ones that Agnieszka stood out for. Agnieszka. Okay, we've got. Thank you, Agnieszka. We've got Agnes and Hector put in the chat. Best job I've ever had. Homeless people using it as a shelter from time to time. You lot are doing a great job. Okay, Sonia also likes in the 80s.
That used to be my hut.
That used to be my hut. Olympia likes that used to be my hut. I think I also like that one. I think I also wrote that down on the next page. Okay. William, is there anyone that you particularly liked in there? Any word of phrase?
I like the word stash.
Okay, so stash from William.
I also like the word pavilion.
Pavilion. Okay, thanks for sharing. Right, let's. Right, so what we're going to do with this is, wait, nope, that is activity 3. Again, this is not my laptop, so I have no idea what I'm doing. Sorry, we've just got something else in the chat. So we've got Fazana sent, Newham Poetry Group assists a diversity of mental health support and constructive maintenance to all residents in Newham. Residents express and focus their mind by pen and pencil, communicate the writing alphabet. New day will be illuminating the approach, aspirations. Happy New Year. So that was the poem that Fazana read earlier on. All right, thanks for sharing that, Fazana. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to write, because obviously we like writing. And so we're going to use the phrases or words that we liked, and we're going to put that into a poem about whatever we like. So just to let you know, so my one is It's a Shame That Used to Be My Hut. It's been abandoned. I noticed a book or reading happening here. If you could put your ones into a poem, with my one, I would relate it to the Poetry House, because that's what this is about. If you could relate it to the Poetry House, that would be fab. If not, don't worry about it. Could you write a poem based on how you feel led and inspired? Thank you. I'm going to mute myself so that we can write uninterrupted. If anybody would like to share, just let me know. Peter, thank you, Peter. Peter, sorry, if you just unmute yourself. I keep muting you back when we're writing, but if you could just unmute yourself, and so you can read for us. Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Oh, look, what a desolate building. Is it a building or a big wooden shed? But the Poetry House, the muse, a creative force flows into me. Poetry House, you're not just a wooden shed. Hello, Poetry Group. I better start from that, sorry. I'm the park keeper who used to buy or sell the tickets for the tennis courts and bowling green. Oh, the happy memories. How I charged more on the tickets and paid for better clothes and a new car. Hello, Poetry Group. I'm a young mother. Oh, Poetry House. You are heaven, despite your shack-like surface. What would have happened to me and my baby if Mr. park keeper had not helped me into the poetry house when my baby was being born. Oh, poetry house, I am Frederick, the old captain of the old bowling team. I had a fight with Barry over the scores in a bowls game. And Mr. Parkkeeper, he came and split us apart. Oh, Mr. Parkkeeper, what would we have done to each other if you had not come between us?
Welcome back. Thank you for your patience. Right. And apologies to William. We're just going to get William on now. And he's going to read. Can you hear us? I'm going to assume that we can be heard. Let's make this full screen. Okay, William?
Shall I begin again?
Yes, please. William is going to start over.
Pavilion, a rolling oscillation of cadences, like Arab stallions draped in sumptuous heraldry, of the located eloquence of wind, flags on spires from a more romantic age, of errant knights and chivalry, of grails and quests and wandering poets.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. That was definitely worth the wait. Right, again, just checking that everybody can hear us okay. Just nod if you can. Yes, no?
Thumbs up.
Oh, yep, thumbs up. Lovely, we've got a thumbs up there. One thumbs up is fine. Anybody else would like to share?
I'll go.
Lovely, Olympia would
Right.
like to share.
So, that used to be my hut. Well, our hut to be precise. Congregating inside in the warmth on those cold winter days, having deep conversations and writing poetry which would lead us astray. In the summer months, we would spend time outside, writing next to the blossom trees, which seemed to be full of flowers perpetually throughout the year, in spite of rain, hail, and sleet. The people we met on those Saturdays, the events we had on those special days, that was my hut.
Thank you, Olympia. I've also written one for this one, and I'll share. I've used all of my phrases that was on the flip chart that we had. It's a shame that places we used to know no longer hold our attention, no longer calls us to congregate within their warm walls, become lost to us as we seek other places. That used to be my hut, used to hold space for me, but it's been abandoned. I've dashed it to the side and taken its people with me. I no longer dream of its warmth and security, of its adventures and mysteries. It's become history to me. Yet, the other day I noticed a book reading happening there, and it filled me with emotion. Anger that someone else had found it and taken my place. Longing that I should return. Nostalgia of all the things I used to experience there. Hope that things were getting better again. Thank you. Would anybody else like to share? No, if you're still working on it, that's fine. You can always share next session when you come. I'm just going to share. Oops, we've got to take a yes.
Yeah. I just need a few seconds.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, but yeah, I would like to share something for this activity. Just a few seconds.
Okay, that's fine. Let me share my screen whilst you're having your few seconds.
I'm ready. Can I?
Okay,
go?
yes, let's start.
Right, cool. So, in the 80s, with no preservatives, with no additives, it was cheap. It was nothing for you. This little nothing used to be my hunt, and the hunt of others you don't want to know about. This thing, this nothing, was light before it was abandoned. before you have crossed the line to settle here.
Thank you. Did we hear that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Right, thank you, Patrick. Okay. Is there anybody else that would like to share?
Yes.
Yes, thank you, Fazana.
No word in the mouth, no longings in the eyes, still what to say. Hiding some pain in the mind, losing time, moving forward. Bringing back the feelings of madness of word. Filling the days that have been left with again. Holding the moment of an unknown traveler. Lost in the land of dreams, in the light of the hope. And finding me in me. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you very much, Fazana. Okay. Final takers, any other takers?
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. That used to be my hat. Those days I loved my life. Living in the midst of the park as hermit, witch, avatar. It's been abandoned for years. I really miss those days. I was the keeper of truth, wise woman on the broom. The other day I noticed a book happening on the lawn. A great feast to my senses. It gave me hope for more.
Fabulous. Thank you, Agnes.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh. Ay, ay, ay.
Can you hear me, Shamlin?
Oh my goodness, yes, yes. When
But
things are
hopefully
not
next week I can be with you. Yeah, it's just
oh,
couldn't come. Yeah,
that's
I
okay.
remember November. Yeah, can you hear it? I will try
Yeah,
to be louder.
yeah, okay, thank you, Agnieszka. If you'd like to start.
Yeah, I remember November 2017. It was my first time in Poetry House. Newham Poetry Festival, loads of people writing poetry. Charlene was leading a fabulous session about 5 senses. My soul felt abandoned at that time. In Newham Poetry House, it found its shelter, its home. I cannot thank it enough. My major life transformation took place there.
Oh, thank you. Okay, lovely. Right. I think anybody here? Sonia? No? Okay, thank you very much. So we are now at after 3 o'clock. And even though I've got other activities, I would like to just flip through and I would like to say thank you very much for coming today. I hope that you have enjoyed the session.
Very much.
Despite our technical difficulties.
That's really good.
Yes. Yes. So for the next 3 sessions, we are going to be talking about. Let me just unshare the screen. How do we stop share? And I'm going to stop the recording.